A smart lock is a must-have. You don't ever have to worry about carrying keys. You have multiple ways to unlock these locks, and every family member can easily get into the house. Another big benefit is you never have to worry about that nagging feeling of whether or not you left the door unlocked. I actually had it the other day. I'm sure you can relate. Instead, you pop open the app. I did leave it unlocked. Press the button, it was locked. It's great. There are a lot of smart locks out there, but the problem is that they're made for deadbolts and front doors. What about every other door in the house? Your side entrances to your garage, doors to basements, offices, studios, and anywhere else you want to have a smart lock? Well, Aqara's got you covered with the new U300 smart lock that's meant for indoor and outdoor use. You don't need a deadbolt with this one. I've been wanting a smart lock for my garage, but I didn't want to drill a hole in the door or pay someone else to do it. And a lot of the brands out there I've never used before. I've been using the Aqara U300 lock for the past year and thought this would be a great addition. Now, this video is sponsored by Aqara. They did send this over for me to check out. I personally was excited to see it because it was filling a void. I really wanted to have a smart lock on the side entrance instead of having to hide a key for that one lock. Now I have the same fingerprint sensor that I'm using on my front door and can have keypads, and really no one can get locked out of the house. We got two different options to get in. Now, if you're not familiar with Aqara, they have a whole ecosystem of smart devices. I started using them way before I ever worked with them, and the big reason why was because they were one of the few options out there that made affordable devices for Apple HomeKit. Typically, Apple Home stuff was really expensive. Not only were they making stuff compatible with all the smart assistants, their sensors were quick. So we're going to get in this lock. I will put links to it and some of the other Aqara devices in the description. As I'm recording this, Fall Prime Days is right around the corner. So I'm going to put links to the U300 and some of their other devices. So definitely take advantage of the deals that are going on now and through Fall Prime Days, whatever they call it. Now, the Aqara U300 is a smart lever style lock and is meant for to replace any doorknob, both inside and outside. Now, it's available in black, which for me, it works out great. In the box, you have the inside handle. This is where the batteries go. Now you have the outside keypad, which is this glossy black with white numbers on it. I think it's a cool modern look to it. You also have a fingerprint sensor to get in that's built right into the handle, and a bunch of other ways to get into this lock that we'll go through in a minute. Now, for batteries, there are 4 AA's on the inside, and since this uses matter and thread to connect, it supposedly gets 10 months of battery life, which that sounds really good. Even if it got half that, I would be happy with it. Now, if batteries do run out on it, there is a USB-C that you can plug a battery bank into for temporary power. And then you also have a key, a hidden keyhole that I'll show you in a minute. Now, this lock is rated for -22 degrees Fahrenheit and as high as 131 degrees Fahrenheit. My garage side entrance is in direct sunlight, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on it and see how it holds up. We haven't had any really hot days over 100 degrees, so it's well within the limits. Now, a big difference between the U300 and other smart locks out there is that it uses Matter and Thread to connect. Matter is a smart home protocol that's designed to make devices all work together, no matter what brand they are or what smart assistant you're using. Where Thread is a way for these devices to talk to each other. Thread networks are great. They are stronger and you get quicker response time out of devices. Another big benefit of the Matter and Thread is that local control. You don't have to rely on your device having to talk to a server to make things happen. If you lose internet, you'll still be able to control your locks through automations and still control it locally. Now, in order to use the U300, you need a Matter controller and a Thread border router. Aqara recommends their M3 Hub, which is both a Matter controller and Thread border router. Now, when you pair the lock to the M3 Hub and the Aqara app, it opens up way more automation options between the different Aqara stuff and just opens up more lock functionality. But since this is a Matter lock, you don't have to use the M3 Hub. You just need a Thread border router and a Matter controller? Well, HomePods are both. Certain Echoes are both. And certain Nest devices are both. So I ignored the Aqara app altogether. I used Matter to install it into Apple Home. I then turned it into pairing mode from within Apple Home. And from there, I was able to then use the Alexa app and pair it right to my Echo 4th generation. Now, the problem with doing it this way is you don't have all the features that you would have within the Aqara app. You have a lot of features within Apple Home, but there's a lot less within the Alexa app. Now, Aqara has a workaround for this. You can set up users, fingerprints, and pins right from the lock. So here's an example, setting up one now.
To add user, press 1. Begin adding fingerprints and a password for user 3. Reg fingerprint scan 2. Continue scanning additional. Continue scanning additional. Continue scanning continue scanning continue scanning continue scan fingerprint scan too small. Rescan required. Added successfully. Enter a 6 to 10 digit new password and press confirm or press. Re-enter the password and added successfully. User 3 added successfully.
What's cool is you can have 50 different users and 50 fingerprints. I like it. I don't need that Aqara app, and I can set it up right on the lock with my family, which is pretty cool in my eyes. Now, the installation process is not bad at all. You just need a Phillips screwdriver.
Step 1 is to remove your old knob and then install the new latch. Next, we take the outside handle with the keypad on it. I had to flip the handle around. It's really easy to do. You take this screw out here, you flip the handle, you screw it back in, and it's ready to go. Before you install the keypad, we have to put this little post in there. We put the little post in, it locks into place. From there, we run it through the latch. And then we take this plate, which has a up label on it and a place for the cable to run through. We put the plate on and then we tighten up the 2 screws. Next, we're going to mount the inside handle. For the inside handle, I did the same thing. I took a screw out and I flipped the handle around. Now to install the handle, you pull off the cover, and then there's 4 screws that we use here. First, we'll plug it in. Next, we install the strike plate. Okay. Next step is to power it up and set it up.
Once you have the lock installed, you put the batteries in and it's ready to start pairing. And you scan the Matter code on the side. Now, those codes on the side, they really should go under the battery cover on the inside because that just don't make sense there. So I peeled mine off and stuck them on the inside. Now, if you need more detailed instructions, Aqara has the installation video on their website. Now let's talk about controlling the lock. One of the features I like that you may not like is the auto lock function. By default, once you unlock the door and open it, it will lock itself. If you unlock the door and don't open it, it will lock itself. You unlock it, you come in, it locks itself. It's similar to a hotel room, so you never have to worry about leaving the door unlocked. Now, there is a passage mode, so if you do want to keep it unlocked so people can come and go through the door, you can do that. But for my family, it doesn't matter if it locks because fingerprint, good to go. Now, there's multiple ways to unlock this lock. There's the codes and fingerprint sensors. That's all my family's going to use. I use the fingerprint sensor. I use my Apple Watch. I can use my iPhone. You can use NFC cards with it. You can use the Aqara app, the Apple Home app, the Alexa app. If all those different ways fails, there's always an old school key.
Something I was surprised about is the keyhole location. I didn't realize this took keys. What they've done is if you push here, there's a little magnet and you can pop this up and there's the keyhole. And this is held on with rubber. It's the cables ran through that. And then when you're done, you let go and it is held on with magnets, and you never notice it's there. So in normal use for my family, we would just use the fingerprint sensor.
I think they did a great job hiding it. I wasn't expecting it there. Let's talk about using it with smart assistants. You can use it with Google, Apple, and Amazon. I'm just using Amazon and Apple right now. With both of them, you can use your voice or the apps to lock or unlock it. Just remember, if you want to use a smart assistant, you need to have either a Matter controller and thread border router in the form of a HomePod, a supported Echo, or a Nest device. If you don't have one of those devices or you want to connect it up to the Aqara app, you do need to get the M3 Hub. Full disclosure, I was not able to get my M3 Hub working. I may have a problem with mine because I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. Yet once I tried to connect directly to Apple Home, boom, it was done in like one step. I was surprised. Connecting within the Alexa app was painless, which really surprises me. Now, if you choose to pair it up directly to a HomePod like I did, you can set guest pins. You can use it with Apple HomeKey. You can see the battery status. You can control a few of the different functions out there. You can't record any new fingerprints or anything. Now, if it's connected to Alexa and Echoes, you can only lock or unlock the door. For me, that's all I really care about is lock and unlock, because that's all I'm going to want to do from the app. Now, what's nice is you can write this all into automations. You can have a smart device turn off, lights turn off, and it automatically locks the door for you. Or when the door unlocks, it turns lights on. In my house, I have a little goodnight scene that just makes sure the door is locked. And I like, well, by default, the U300 is always locked, so you don't need to worry about locking it. Even better. Now, if you want to have even more functionality, you can use the Aqara app. And in there, you can create automation so that you unlock the front door and it automatically puts your camera into privacy mode. There's a lot of detail within the Aqara app on automations. I like that I can skip the app altogether, run it on another Matter controller, and it works. Now, I've only had the U300 for a bit. So far, it's been solid. The fingerprint sensor has worked as well as the U100 that I've been using. Yeah, I like that it's black because it works in my garage. I like that the U300 fills a gap in the smart lock space. It's the lock for every door. I mean, really, you could put it on your front door and have a deadbolt still, but you might lock it and then, yeah, make smart lock worthless. So don't do that. Use it on every other door instead. Now, if you want to check out this lock and save some money on this and a bunch of other Aqara devices for the fall Prime Day deals, definitely check out the links in the description. Now, if you made it this far, please give this video a like and subscribe to check out the next one. Next, check out this video over here on the Aqara U100 lock. My wife likes it a lot, and she doesn't like most of this smart stuff, so it's wife approved. So check it out, or check out this video here. This is the one that YouTube thinks you're going to want to watch. I'll see you over there. Thanks for watching. Bye.